Here is the second chapter of Keeping Up with Teddy Robinson, and today's chapter is called Teddy Robinson is Taken for a Ride. One day, Teddy Robinson and Deborah went down to the sweet shop at the bottom of the road. "Can I sit on the ledge outside and wait for you?" said Teddy Robinson. "I like watching the people." "All right," said Deborah, and she propped him up with his back to the window. Then she went in. Teddy Robinson sat up very straight and proud and thought how clever he was not to topple over. Soon a dog came sniffing round the door. It looked up at him and barked. "Ruff! Is that your shop? Ruff!" "No," said Teddy Robinson, "but that's my little girl inside. She's buying bullseyes." "Ruff! Why do you look so proud if it's not your shop?" "Ruff!" said the dog. "Pride comes before a fall, you know." And at that moment, Teddy Robinson toppled forward on his nose and fell over onto the pavement. The dog ran off, thinking Teddy Robinson was after him, and for a while no one else saw what had happened. Then a lady came by and picked him up. "Is that your pram?" she said, and popped him into a baby's pram close by, and then she walked on. "No, it isn't," said Teddy Robinson, "but I'm glad she thought it was. It's a very nice pram." Just then a lady hurried out of the shop, threw a magazine on top of him, looked at the baby asleep at the other end, and started to push the pram. "Goodness gracious," said Teddy Robinson under the magazine. "I do believe I'm being carried away in front of my very eyes. Whatever next?" And he wondered what Deborah would say. After a while the pram stopped. The lady lifted the magazine off Teddy Robinson, and he saw that they were by a seat in the park. Then the lady saw him. "Hello, whoever put you in here?" she said. Teddy Robinson couldn't tell her because he didn't know the name of the lady who had picked him up, so he looked friendly and said nothing. The lady lifted him out and looked at him carefully. She saw that his fur was worn a little thin in places, and that one of his ears had once come off and had been sewn on again by hand, and she saw that his braces were fastened to his trousers with real buttons. But there wasn't a name tape anywhere. "Someone cares for you, I can see that," she said. And she sat him on the seat, hoping that whoever he belonged to would come and find him there. When the lady had pushed the pram away, Teddy Robinson sat by himself and thought how lucky he was to be a cared-for bear. And because it was pleasant in the park and a bright sunny morning, he sang to himself to pass the time away. "It's nice to be a cared-for bear, not one you pick up anywhere. My fare is wearing here and there, but little signs of wear and tear will show in any well-loved bear. And Mummy, when she's time to spare, will always do a small repair. She even made the clothes I wear, my dress and trousers, just one pair, each button sewn with loving care. I really am a lucky bear." Just then the park keeper came along. He stopped to pick up a newspaper that someone had dropped. Then he saw Teddy Robinson on the seat. "Well, I don't know," he said, picking him up. "The things people leave lying around. He can't mean me," thought Teddy Robinson. "I wasn't lying about. I was sitting up properly." The park keeper carried him and the newspaper along to a basket which was fixed to a post by the side of the path. He put the newspaper in and then sat Teddy Robinson down on top of it. Then he went away. Teddy Robinson sat inside the basket, which was made of wire and painted green, and felt very pleased. "I think that man knew I was rather special," he said to himself. "So he's given me a seat all to myself. It's very nice. A splendid position. Most kind of him." After a while, a cat came along. She stopped when she saw Teddy Robinson and walked all round the post, looking up at the basket and the notice on it. Then she sat down and stared. Teddy Robinson bowed slightly inside the basket and said, "Good day." "How are you?" said the cat. "Very well, thank you," said Teddy Robinson. "Is that your name?" said the cat, looking at the notice. "Am I speaking to Mr. Litter?" "Oh, no. My name is Teddy Robinson." "Oh," said the cat in a meowly sort of voice. "How are your kittens?" "What kittens?" said Teddy Robinson. "Isn't there a litter of kittens in that basket?" "No, of course not," said Teddy Robinson. "Oh," said the cat. "Oh, very strange. That notice says Litter here, but if you're not Mr. Litter, and there isn't a litter of kittens in the basket, then that notice is all wrong." Teddy Robinson was quiet, thinking. "Not that I care, I only wondered," said the cat, and she stalked away, shaking the dust off her paws. Then a big dog came bounding along. He stopped and sniffed round Teddy Robinson's feet. "Don't do that," said Teddy Robinson. "Why not?" said the dog. "I always sniff here." "It isn't for you. It's a cat's basket," said Teddy Robinson. "Oh, no, it's not," said the dog. "It's for waste paper and apple cores and ice cream cartons." "Rubbish," said Teddy Robinson. "That's right," said the dog. "That's why I like it. Fancy wanting to sit in a litter bin." Then a man came round the corner, whistling. "That's my master," said the dog. "Look, he's just found a baby's glove. I bet you he'll put it in there with you. Cat's basket, indeed." The man came up, carrying a little woolen glove. He looked at Teddy Robinson as if he was surprised to see him sitting there. Then he dropped the glove onto his lap and walked on. "Told you so," barked the dog, and ran off after him. This was a nice little seat until I knew it was a rubbish basket," thought Teddy Robinson sadly. "Now I'm beginning to feel rather like rubbish myself." A bird flew down, perched on a nearby branch, and cocked its head cheekily at him. "Is that your nest?" he chirped. "It's just the place for you, isn't it?" "No," said Teddy Robinson. "It's a rubbish basket." "And very nice too," said the bird. "I say, is that your glove? If so, I can tell you who's got the other one. She's just coming along now." At that minute, a girl came round the corner, pushing a baby in a pushchair. The bird flew away. The girl walked slowly, looking from side to side of the path as she went. Then she looked up and saw Teddy Robinson in the basket. She came over to him. "Oh, look," she said to the baby. "There's a funny old teddy bear in here, and he's got your glove. He must have been looking after it for you. Oh, I'm so glad we found it." She lifted Teddy Robinson out of the basket. "Poor old thing," she said. "You're a bit shabby, but it's a shame to throw you away." And she put him in the pushchair with the baby. "We must run now," she said. "We've been so long looking for that glove, Mummy will wonder where we are. And we haven't done the shopping yet." And she began to run, and the pushchair began to rattle, and Teddy Robinson began to bounce, and the baby began to laugh, and they all went rattling and bouncing and bumping along at a great speed, out of the park and along the road.